right, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us today. It's a great day of education with the PGA show going on and the coaching summit. It's an exciting day for many of you. I'm sure some of you will be spending a lot of time on Zoom today, so I want to make sure I get you the most impactful information I can to ensure that you can go and implement these things. And again, on a day that you could be getting education from many other coaches, I greatly appreciate you taking the time to be on this call with me today. So let's dive right in. Let's start to go ahead and get some real understanding, for at least from my perspective, from the perspective I have from other great coaches who are online, and guys like Cordy Walker, who many of you know from Golf in the Life of and Golf Science Lab, on how do you go ahead and use social media to grow a six-figure business. And so hopefully, as always, it's going to be a little bit different, right? It's not going to be the norm. I'm not going to follow the standard track of things. And so today, I really want to go ahead and show you what I see to be the most important things that you can implement, that you can put into action today to go ahead and have huge success in your business. So the first thing I'd like you to do is in the chat box. Let me just go ahead and do this. How do I get into my chat box right here? If you can go ahead and put in how many followers do you currently have? Just go ahead and put in, is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? Is it YouTube? How many followers, what are you getting views? Give me some insights on what you're currently doing in social media, because I'd love to be able to go ahead and dive in here. I'm actually going to just hop out of the call here real quick because I have to get my screen where I can see the chat box so I can see, let's see. There we go. There we go. The chat box. I'm going to add this in here. Okay. All right, 0, 1,500, 2,000. Presents currently, don't have one. Okay, perfect. Okay, keep on throwing them in there. Chad, good stuff. Okay, Mark Day, 1,200. Okay, brilliant. Yeah, keep them coming. Okay, so now that I can see that, I can go back into my presentation, slideshow, and go from the start. Okay, yeah, so keep adding those in. And again, please get a pen, paper. If you normally write, do that. If you type, do that. If it's on your phone, but make sure we're taking notes and make sure we can put this into action. So the first thing I'd like to do is I'd like to start off by looking at some terminology. Let's start to understand the terminology that they use in social media. The first thing I hear a lot of is, what is a follower? Okay, so I have these followers I have 500, followers, or I have 600 friends, on Facebook. Today, what I want to do is I want to take a little bit of a different look at what is a follower, because what I see in social media is that we sort of get lurched into this idea or moved into this idea of thinking, I need more followers, I need to get more likes, and we start to do things that really go against what maybe even we believe, or they don't align with what we believe. And so to me, I want to go ahead and give my definition of a follower. So the first thing I would say is a real follower is someone who believes in your vision. Believes in your vision, okay? That's someone who's following me. I also want to say today is that if we remove the word social media from today and we say marketing or advertising or just your brand, we want to start to look at this concept of, if I have a brand, someone believes in my vision and they're following me. A lot like if you have an iPhone versus an Android. You believe more in my vision, Uber versus Lyft. I believe more in Lyft's vision than Uber's, but it's your choice to make. The second thing about a follower is they trust you and they want to be part of your journey. Trust being the most important word here, right? They are going to put their attention, their focus onto you because they want to be part of that vision, part of that journey with you. This is someone who's following, right? So we could take this all the way back to biblical terms, right? There were 12 followers of Christ, right? I'm saying is they believed in that vision. They walked on that journey. They trusted all the way through now to Androids and Apple, okay? The next thing about a follower is they know the benefits of following you. When we look at social media, we're scrolling through. There are certain people we're going to stop at or certain things we're going to stop at and we go, I'm going to look at this because it interests me and it benefits me. Sometimes that benefit is just a smile, right? Oh, that's a funny video. I always like what this person posts. Other times it's impactful. Other times it's beneficial financially. Other times it's beneficial for my health. But the idea here is that there's a benefit behind it. So as we discuss today, this concept of how do I build a six-figure business through my social media, we've got to start to look at these key factors of who are real followers? Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is, what is it like? Okay. I would say, what is a like? I can't even read my own writing. There you go. What is a like? So this is this thing of, give me a thumbs up or a smiley face, or, I liked your video. That doesn't really get you a six-figure business. What I want to talk to you about here is when someone's liking your business, right, is really, they believe in you, they trust you, they share the business, they see the value of what you offer. Okay, they understand that you're providing value to them. There's content that they actually are interested in. They're going to watch your video. They're going to read your post. Okay. They're putting what you do into action. This is a big part of it, right? You can go ahead and watch a video and then, yeah, that was interesting. But if you actually put it into action, you start to do it in your life or do it in your business, then what you're really saying is you are truly following him, and the like that you're giving them is real value. Like, thank you for helping me. Now, I know in social media, a like is just a thumbs up. But I'm saying is that's why we struggle, because we're just looking for a thumbs up rather than someone saying, I did what you told me to do last week in that video. I did it, and I just dropped 5 strokes off of my game. That person is really now saying, I'm a follower, I'm a believer, and I'm gonna walk on this journey with you. The next thing is they're getting benefit and want to continue on. This idea of a journey, right? They're not just seeing one video and throwing it away. They're looking at it and going, I can't wait for the next video. I can't wait for the next tip. This is really impactful for me. So what I want you to do here is just start to write down a little bit in your own words. Do you have people actually following you, or do you just have followers or friends on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, okay? Are people giving you thumbs up and likes, or do they actually like you in terms of they're getting value, they're putting it into action, and they're seeing the benefits? Because there's a massive difference between getting a thumbs up and a follower. You can buy those, not legally, but you can go on there and fake it and get someone to give you 100 likes or 100 friends. The idea is we actually have to do this. And if we do these things, then we're going to have success. One of the things that I do in our training course, when we talk about how to fill your lesson book, people will say to me, well, I have 6,000 people on my email list and I have 5,000 followers. I'm like, fantastic. I want you to send out this one text, as a message, fire it out and see how many responses you get. And it's a very direct question that we ask, and it's just a fun challenge, and you can go ahead and do it with your students. It's like something as simple as this. Hey, I'm playing golf tomorrow. Who of you guys want to join? Who wants to join me for 9 holes? And just see how many people respond. Now, they might respond, I don't even live in the state, but I would if I could. That's a real follower. What inevitably happens is that people will realize that 6,000 is actually more like 60 or 6. People that are actively giving their attention to you and your brand. And what I want to challenge you to do is, when you do that, don't get hurt by it, but realize those are 6 pioneers that I can develop into 6,000 real followers, rather than trying to get my next 6,000 people who are busy doing something else, busy off trying all sorts of things over the internet, compared to those 6 people who value your content, that value who you are, that believe in your vision. So you're starting to see the difference here, right? Is let's not fall into the trap of trying to hit the social media thumbs up and likes that we're meant to get. We want to use social media to actually impact people's lives so they truly follow us. Now, as we go into this, we start to look at this concept of the purpose of social media. And this is where I think most of us get lost. What's your desired outcome? Okay, it's a very simple question, but really, what are you looking for from it? Because I'll see a lot of people that I'm going to get on social media now, I'm going to do some chipping videos. I'm going to start working on chipping. Okay, why? Like, who are you looking for? Why would they be watching your video? And if we don't get this strategy down right, and we don't start to understand that we're actually looking for, let's say, leads rather than likes, we actually want someone to come to our business and get a lesson from us. Well, if that's the idea, who cares if someone in another state watches my chipping video? So you see, your whole message changes when you understand what your outcome is. I see a lot of people getting online to try and get followers, right? And really what I want is I want them to go ahead and, instead of just getting comments below, I want them to get connections. A connection is someone coming to my course and giving me money to coach them. If you were selling an online product, you can put this to online products, you can put this to students, but for most of us, it's going to be, can I drive more business to my facility? Once that gets completely full, yes, I could expand and maybe I've got an online product. But again, what's the outcome of this online product? If you get this wrong and you start to focus more on, did people comment rather than did I get a connection, or did I get a like instead of a lead, people coming through the door, you're going to struggle to use social media in an effective way to grow your business. The next thing I see is people are looking for views on their YouTube video, site rather than visits to their golf course. You know, to me, who cares if you've got 7,000 views on a video if none of those people can actually come for a lesson with you? I'm looking for someone who is actually going to visit me. For my use of social media at my facility, you know, my coaching business, I want to go ahead and get people actually to come out to the golf course for a game assessment and let's go and play the game of golf. So it completely changes my message depending on what my outcome is. What we start to understand is if we have an outcome, then we have to have a funnel. You know, the idea of marketing is how can I reach as many people as possible? And as I reach them, start to qualify them. Start to realize, is this person close enough to me to take a lesson? Or if I've got an online product, is this person interested in getting the results that I offer? And would they be willing to pay money for that? And so as we start to look at this, we've got to sort of go to the finish line first. So I'm going to just go ahead and bring this up here is, what is a conversion for you? Is it that I sold an ebook? Is it, because you might say, well, I want to grow my emails. What on earth would a big email list do for you? That's not the end result. Well, if I had 50,000 emails, I could, you know, become an affiliate marketer. Oh, okay. So you want to make money through affiliate marketing. Fantastic. So your outcome is a conversion is get a lead, build your list so that you can sell that list. Mine would be, can I get somebody coming to a coaching session? Could I sell my ebook? Could I sell my video? If we don't understand that, we're going to get lost in the process and just start making content for no reason. So what we have to do here is understand is, what is the journey that we're going to lead them on? You know, so they got this great video that they liked. They really enjoyed it. It was informational. It helped them. They started following me. Okay, where does it lead? What's next? Hey, why not take this online goal setting quiz, let's say. Hey, you like that? Why not get on a 10-minute phone call with me and see if I'm the right coach for you? What's the next step from there? Come to the golf course and do a game assessment. What's the next step from there? Do a 12-week coaching program. The idea is figure out why you're doing all this work in social media so that you're actually hitting goals that you need. I think a lot of people think, oh, it's the next best thing. I should just put my time into social media, but never really strategize why they would be doing it or what a good success would look like. So they put videos out about how to hit a leading edge chip shot, which great. There's only about probably 250,000 of those online right now. How are you going to stand out compared to, hey, I'm going to talk about how to help parents get their kids ready for their first junior tournament in my local area, right? And then use social media to find those people in your local area, pinpoint them to accuracy and get them interested in, here's an expert in my area that understands my problem. I should really get a 15-minute phone call with this person to find out more of what they do in their coaching. And this is the beauty of social media, is you can pinpoint it to the exact people that you're looking for. Whereas old print media would be, look, send it out to the masses and hopefully you get some prospects coming through. But if we don't understand the journey we're going to take them on, if we don't have a vision of who we are and what we're offering and the problems that we solve, why would they possibly follow us? All we get is likes and thumbs up. Oh yeah, I know that guy, here's a like. Well, that's great. I'm looking for someone who doesn't know me, who now is going to get to know me and come to my facility for coaching. So as we start to understand this, we want to start to look at this idea of think macro but act micro. And by that I mean is, why should they follow you? You know, why are you posting on social media? What are you going to be the expert in? Because if you're just out there doing what everybody else is doing, creating content videos on how to play the game of golf, how are you going to stand out from anybody and how is it going to create a funnel for you? So I want you to think big. This is the impact I want to make. This is the vision of what I'm going to create. And with that, why? What is your purpose behind it? What is your expertise? Did you play college golf? Did you play professionally? Do you have all this knowledge that you need to share with them? Because that's the message that we want to share on a large scale to as many people as possible? What's the journey you're going to take them on? This whole concept of, I remember, playing the game of golf and my high school coach not helping me play college golf because that's not what a college coach does. And I've spent years understanding how to get kids to play college golf. And I want to share with you this journey of how we take you, a junior golfer, and give them the education, training, and tools that they need to get a scholarship and go and play college golf. Now somebody could follow that. It's like, wow, that's really interesting. That solves my problem. And this is what we've got to start to embrace, is we have to give them something to follow. The next step, though, is to go ahead and look on the micro, look at the individual person, that type of person. Who is your audience going to be, right? So that dad and mum who's putting the money in, who's taking them to the golf course on the weekend, who are kind of not golfers, who need help and they're stuck, they're struggling. So I want you to define your audience specifically, because every title you put in, every message, every piece of copy you put together needs to align to who you're helping on that journey. If one week you're telling that message and the next week you're talking about, I have a ladies clinic on Tuesday evenings, and the next one's about a discount on drivers, and the next one is about your price cut and get a half-hour lesson free when you buy 5 lessons, it's just noise. It's just information. They're losing focus on you. They don't, who is this person? I thought they were talking about helping my student develop to get to college. And now I'm seeing that there's a, wine and 9 golf event at their country club on Tuesday. That doesn't help me build a relationship. That's just too much information that isn't relevant to me, and they move away. And so the idea here is that you've really got to understand what they need, right? How can you really help them and stay clear to that message? A lot of golf pros struggle with this because they have been taught you're the servant, you're jack of all trades, help everybody. Very few people in social media that you see who is being successful at it have a message for everybody. They have a very clear message for some, and they're very good at solving that problem. And you can take this out of the golf industry, right? And you can look at it in specifics. You could say health. But is this somebody doing CrossFit who wants to go ahead and start, getting to that level of being a CrossFit world champion? Or is this someone that wants to do CrossFit and just do it with their friends and lose some weight? Or is this someone who struggles with their weight and is too afraid to even go to the gym? There's 3 completely different messages, just as with golfers, a beginner compared to a novice, to an intermediate, to a college player. So I really want you to start to look at this more about, rather than making your next post, I want to take you through 10 steps that you can do to really help you understand. And I do this with my coaches, and the minute they get this messaging down, they understand this, they understand how to share their story, how to share their vision, how to share their why, and amazingly, people follow. And that's the beauty behind it, is the clearer you get on what you're doing it for and what you believe in, the more people will follow you. So let's just come on down here. So before we get to that list of 10, I want to just challenge you. What is your social viewing like? How often are you on Facebook? How often are you on Instagram? How often on YouTube? And start to look at, who do you follow? Okay, so as we put in the text box right here, I'd like you to just go ahead and take the time to just write in, who are the people you follow? Like, I love Gary V. Gary Vaynerchuk is awesome. I love the stuff he puts in there. And it's always the same message. And why do I follow him? Because he's going to challenge me. He's going to be really direct with me. He's going to say it as it is. And he's going to help me think in a way that pushes me as an entrepreneur. He's not going to come out on next week and put a video that's all about, let's just say, how to take up horse riding. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I know that's not coming, right? He's going to be very clear on that. He's not going to start talking to me about investment strategies. He's going to talk about becoming an entrepreneur and breaking the mold and leading, right? So I want you to go ahead in the chat box and start filling that in and start to understand why you follow people, and realize everything I'm telling you right now is what's already happening for those successful coaches. They have a vision, they have a why, they produce benefits, they get results, people put it into action, they get more followers, and they make money from it, okay? The next thing I would say is, what do you dislike? What are the things that you fly through or even annoy you? Like, oh God, it's so much of this, it's so much of this. And a lot of you might say, oh, the political stuff. Okay, well, yes, the political stuff, why? Well, it's all, opinionated, and it's all harsh, and okay, great. So you don't like that. So let's make sure that the message you're going to take is always going to be positive. It's always going to be accepting. It's always you can learn a lot from what you don't like on social media and implement it on how you want to be seen. You see, the unfortunate thing about social media is, like with AI, it doesn't look at whether it's positive or negative, right? It's on your stream because more people are looking at it. So we've got to create a message of people who want to see positive. They want to see inspirational. They want to make change in their lives, and that's going to be our audience. So I would challenge you to now go through and in the chat box, write out, what do you not like? What are the things that really frustrate you on social media? 7-minute videos, or video or lots and lots of text, whatever it is. You've got to start to define it. You don't like it, other people won't like that. And then I want you to implement what you're liking into what you're going to put into your next post. So let's now dive into this top 10. Okay, so this is actually in order of what I would suggest you each do. Okay. The first thing is get clear on your vision, okay? Really start to understand what's the impact you want to make, okay? What is the vision that you're going to have when you post on social media? Is it, again, to grow your online coaching business, or is it to get leads through the door at your facility? Always, focused on this type of player who wants this type of result. Make sure you state your purpose over and over and over again. Okay, because people have got to start to understand who you are. So you may feel like, well, every video is almost exactly the same. No, what you're doing is you're stating what you believe in all sorts of different ways. I believe very strongly that most people don't have a technique problem. They have a tension problem. And they don't know how to manage their tension, so they have bad technique, and then they go and try and fix their swing. So I'm going to say that 100 different ways in all sorts of different videos to ensure that people are hearing the message, but hearing it in a different way, and they realize, this is what Will believes. This is what Tom believes. Here's how they differ. And it's okay to get dislikes, because what they're really saying is, I don't believe in you. And that's all right. You don't believe in my method, believe in somebody else's. So the concept here is have the vision and then state it clearly. The next one would be make sure you know your audience before you start to go and search for people. What's the point of trying to go and get likes and views and comments from people who will never buy your product, who don't play golf? It's just a waste. The whole point of social media is to get pinpoint focus on who you're trying to get signed up. So the idea is, who are they? Right, define what their problems are, understand their language, because a parent, okay, who's trying to get their kid to a college scholarship who doesn't play golf, doesn't know what AJGA is, doesn't know what TPI is, doesn't know what TrackMan is. So when we start spewing all that information out, they're completely lost. Now they feel inferior and they don't want to follow you anymore. Compared to you saying, listen, let's not even talk about AJGA yet. We're going to talk about the star point system down the road. They're like, well, we don't even know what that is. That's creating, wow, he's an expert, we need to follow him. Let's today just talk about your local US Kids Tour. How does it work? What is a scaled golf course? So your whole video and message changes because of who you're talking to. The next thing we've got to understand is, again, what are their needs? And this is very different from what you think they need compared to what they believe they need, all right? So think of it this way. He's got to hit it further. He needs a new set of clubs. He needs to play more tournaments. He needs more speed in his golf swing, and he needs to become better, stronger mentally. Completely agree with every single one of that. A parent is saying, I'm lost. I'm confused. I don't know what to buy him. His friends keep on telling him about this new shaft for his driver that's $700. So should I buy that? What are they're confused. Their needs are get clarity. Ours is to give the kid the results they need to get to college. We must talk on social media and in our advertising money to their needs, not what we think they need. It's very important you understand this, and that's how you have to know your audience even better. And that's where comments help really good, because they can comment on a video. I love that. Could you tell me more? You're trying to build a relationship where communication goes back and forward. So you're not just telling them things. You're becoming the expert by asking questions, giving answers, so they're moving on that journey with you. The next thing is often the solutions to those specific needs that they have, right? So again, it could be he needs to be club fit, but more importantly, you might say, listen, what I want you to go ahead and do is just answer these 5 questions. Here's a form for you to fill out. Okay, how much available time does he have on the weekends? Because junior golf is always on the weekends, okay? And it's stuff. How close does he live to his golf course, and how often does he practice? Because if you want to play college golf, you probably have to practice, right? What are you currently doing as far as golf tournaments? Let them unpack their problems by you asking the questions that they don't even know are problems yet. In terms of start to identify that a high school coach doesn't give you the path to college. It's not like football or baseball. It's going to be much different. So what you want to do here is start to plant seeds for them through those questions where they start to realize, like, wow, we know a lot less than we thought. And this coach is an expert and he's going to truly help me on this journey because I can see his vision is very clear, his purpose is clear, and everyone in this group is asking the same questions. It's building trust in that relationship because you're solving their problems, not the ones that you think are yours, that you can help that kid with. Once they're your student, it changes, right? You've got to make sure to build a memorable experience. And this is what I think sometimes people forget is if you're not great on video, don't do video. If you're not good at writing, don't do a lot of copy. Go to it where they are going to remember what a great article I read. This was fantastic. Or what a great video. Or what a great survey they put out there and such wonderful information. It really helped me. They have to be able to go and share with other people because, right, this is when you share on Facebook. You've got to take a look at this. Why? Not because it was a funny cat, because this information about how to prepare you, be a good caddy for your teenager or for your US kid student, that's powerful. That's really, really powerful. I need to share this with some of the parents that I caddy with in the US kids events. So the idea here is if it's not memorable, why would they come back to a leading edge chip shop video that you did 2 years ago? Nobody cares. Do you know what I mean? I'm not being harsh. You don't. I mean, like you go online, you don't care about, oh, that's boring, boring, boring. That means something to me. As we go through this, you've got to make sure that you're going to put them on this map, on this pathway. You know where they want to get to, you know where they're at, and you've got to give them these little breadcrumbs to help them along. What I'll often see is people use social media. Did you like this video? Great. Would you like my $1,000 product? Would you like a playing lesson? Would you like to buy my online course? And what we really need to do here is put them on a journey and say, hey, you like this? How about you watch this article? How about you take this survey? How about we hop on a 15-minute call? Remember we talked about the product funnel, right? So this idea of they're slowly going through and getting more and more comfortable till the point that they get on a phone call with you. Then they come out and their son or daughter does a game assessment with you. And then you have a parent meeting. And so bit by bit, it strengthens. So when you do offer them the program that's $1,500 a month or $1,000 a month, they're like, yeah, this is exactly what we need. And so many people, it's almost, hey, here's something free, bang, and here's how much you owe me. Right? And then I think it's Jab, Jab, Hook, right? Is Gary Vaynerchuk's book, which is all about that give, and wait for them to come. And then that's kind of not the right terminology, I think, but you hit them with it. It's like, hey, here's what it is. But they want the product now because they see the value and they understand you and they trust you. As you go from there, know what conversion looks like. Remember what we talked about? Is it that you want a student coming through the door or you want to sell your ebook? So many people are jumping from video. Hey, I'm going to post this video about how Mrs. Smith dropped 10 shots. And then I'm going to come over here and post one on chipping. And then this one's Friday night. We've got a cocktail hour. And then there's a club fitting and a discount on range balls. And it's like, what are you trying to get people to do by spending your time putting stuff into social media? So I really want to challenge you to understand what is a conversion, have it written out, and know this is why my strategy behind all of this. If I get a new lead to the golf course, I'm a success. The next one is elevate the success in your community. So if that kid joins the team, welcome the whole community. If they get a scholarship, tell it to the whole community. Make it all about them, not you. They just had the best result they've ever had. They just shot the lowest score. They just had a hole in one. Relate it to remember what we talked about, your vision is. Make sure that the stories are told by your students. This is what I did. This is what I accomplished. We're so happy. He's at college now. WR Golf helped us on this journey. It's such a blessing. And so I really want you to start to think about, let the story be told by your community. And then the final one here is measure and modify. This is the key thing here is, when you're doing this, when people are liking it and you're getting responses, keep doing it. When no one's signing up, change it. Now, I'm not saying change your vision, your purpose, your audience. I'm saying just manipulate it a little bit. Just be like, right, I'm going to shorten that title down. I'm going to shorten that video up. I'm going to go ahead and send it more out to parents, mums of kids 5 to 9, rather than men from 5 to 9, with kids with 5 to 9. That's the beauty of social media. Is you can really look in there in the demographics and start to organize these things. So these are the things, and I know we're about to run out of time here, but these are the things that I'd be suggesting that you start to do, is really start to look before you get into the minutiae of how to build likes. Why do you want them to like you? What are they going to follow about you? What's the benefits they're going to get? And again, what's your end game? What's your conversion? What is a success? So with that said, I could keep going as always and telling story after story and all the things that we do. But my suggestion, actually no, not my suggestion, is take the challenge of starting to go through that. I'll send this video out with that worksheet. And to finish up, I would say this: look, I can go on with stories over and over, but rather than listening to the stories, become part of the story. Okay, I would love to get on a call with you and get to know what your journey is to this state and see how we can help you on that journey. And if not, next Monday Mastermind, I look forward to seeing you there. And again, if you're getting onto the PGA shows this afternoon, look forward to seeing you on there. There's lots of great content, and make it an amazing week. Thanks, everybody.